love each other.
A Garland County jury takes less than 90 minutes to arrive to a not guilty verdict in the Naramore case. We'll have reaction from the courthouse. And that decision not an easy one as jurors return to the courtroom more than once while deliberating what they asked the judge. And many of you put your thoughts about the verdict on social media. We'll have some of your comments coming up.
This is THV 11 News at 10.
Could not be happier that Wade and his family get to begin their healing process right now.
A little over a year after his son dies in a hot car, Judge Wade Naramore walks out of court a free man. After deliberating for nearly an hour and a half, the jury finds him not guilty. Good evening, I'm Denise Middleton.
And I'm Craig O'Neill, and we've been in the courtroom all week. And THV 11's Marielle Mose joins us from Hot Springs with reaction to the decision. Marielle.
Well, it was a long, emotional week for Judge Wade Naramore and his family. But tonight he is an innocent man after the jury deliberated for an hour and a half. We spoke with his family, prosecution, and defense to hear their reaction to this not guilty verdict.
The first time Judge Wade Naramore left the Garland County Courthouse as an innocent man, embracing his wife Ashley and defense attorneys. A jury found him not guilty for the death of his 18-month-old son, Thomas.
This year's been so bad, and we want to heal.
Naramore's sister-in-law, Erin, relieved their family can start moving on, a mutual feeling with many friends of the Naramores.
You know, get on with life now.
Another who testified for the defense, Judge Naramore's mother-in-law, Jan Wright.
I feel like I just showed how much I believed in Wade and how much I loved him and what I thought of him as a person, and that's what mothers do.
Prosecution said they wouldn't change a thing about their argument, saying Naramore was filled with excuses and needs to be held responsible for his son's death. However, they were not surprised by the verdict.
This is such a highly charged case from an emotional standpoint. You know, sometimes you can tell. This time I really couldn't.
Special Prosecutor Scott Ellington received a lot of resentment for the 6-month delay in charging Naramore. He argued, though, this was the proper timeline due to the amount of evidence.
Those things don't happen overnight. So it took a while for things to work out, and so that's what happened.
Prosecution said this case wasn't easy.
I have 2 daughters I love very dearly. They're the world to me. We're not machines, we're human beings.
The defense arguing Naramore made an honest mistake and has already been through enough hurt.
That is the amazing thing about our criminal justice system, and I could not be happier that Wade and his family get to begin their healing process right now.
And the family is certainly ready for closure.
I'm going to go scoop Ashley and Wade up and give them the biggest hug.
We're going to go home and love each other.
Now THV 11 tonight, working as a 2-man team, Erica Ferrando was in the courtroom when that not guilty verdict dropped for the first time. Erica, tell me what the emotion was like in the room.
Well, of course, leading up to that, you could feel the nerves, the anxiety in the room before the verdict came out. And as soon as the judge said not guilty, the room erupted. The defense side, they all stood up. They were hugging. They were screaming. The judge actually had to tell everyone to be quiet because they were being so loud. There were tears. And as for Judge Wade Naramore, he kissed his hand. He pointed to the sky, thanking God for this outcome.
And it was a unanimous decision by the jury to find him not guilty, but that was not an easy one to get there. Tell us about that process of reaching that verdict.
Well, of course, the jury took about an hour and a half, but they didn't just come out at once saying they had a decision. They came out several times. They came out with a 10-2 vote and saying that they could not change any of the jurors' minds, and they were asking, what do we do? We don't know what to do because we all stand where we stand. The judge said go back in, deliberate again. They came back out with an 11-1 vote, and of course the judges said you have to go back in. I don't want any of the jurors changing their beliefs, but just try to come to a decision. They come back out with the verdict and finally made a decision.
And now Judge Wade Naramore is found innocent. Reporting live from the Garland County Courthouse, Marielle Mose alongside Erica Ferrando, THV 11 News.
All right, thanks, guys. Many of you are sharing your thoughts now on this verdict in the Naramore trial, and of course, it's cropping all over social media.
Well, nearly all the comments have disagreed with the verdict. Linda posted on Facebook, "This is wrong on so many levels. Yes, they are suffering, and yes, no amount of money will bring that baby back or lessen his personal guilt. A child died at the neglect of his father. This is not justice."
We heard from Melissa, who tweeted, "There is no winner in this case, people." And Cheryl says, "Are you kidding me right now? Who was at fault? The child for not saying something? Come on now. He was supposed to be the responsible parent."
Well, THV 11 looked at past hot car death cases to see how they played out in the justice system. We learned that prior to this, there had been 9 hot car deaths since 1998.
And in 6 of those, the caretakers were convicted. That included 2 daycare van drivers.